Let's talk about what's going on right now with third-party candidates. Joining us here in the Situation Room is Ron Paul, the congressman himself, and he's here together with the independent presidential candidate, Ralph Nader. Gentlemen, thanks very much for coming in.
You're welcome.
I tell our viewers, Congressman, why you decided to reject your fellow Republican, John McCain.
He doesn't represent anything I believe in. You know, I believe what Republicans should believe. And I campaigned on that and got a lot of support, but I can't support somebody that virtually disagrees with all my positions.
What about Barack Obama?
Well, I don't think he agrees anymore. So, I don't see any difference between the two candidates. I know there's a lot doing, and you have to have a horse race going, and you have to talk about something. But really, there's no difference. And that was part of. We think the system is very biased. Our system doesn't allow alternative candidates, third-party candidates. But the debate isn't there either because they pick on little things, and the issues that we picked out, we hardly hear anything. Because
I know that. So is it fair to say you're saying you want a third-party candidate to win? Would that candidate be the man sitting next to you right here in the Situation Room, Ralph Nader?
No, Ralph is a good friend, but we agree on tactics and what we're doing, and we agree on these very important issues. But quite frankly, he probably wouldn't have joined my campaign, and I probably won't join his campaign.
So you won't vote for him?
No, I don't plan to.
Who do you want to vote for?
Get as many votes for him as possible because it will take the votes away from Obama, and that's where we have the agreement.
So you want to stop Obama? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, I want to change the system. I want Ralph Nader and the third-party candidates, all of them, to be in the debate. I mean, that's the only debate. There's no debate going on.
All right, so
this is a ritual. This is a charade.
Let's bring in Ralph Nader. What's your goal right now? You're not going to be elected president of the United States. You know that. Ron Paul knows that. What is your goal in aligning yourself, in effect, with Ron Paul?
Well, if we're under presidential debates, it might be a Jesse Ventura three-way race. But yet today we put together
3 presidential debates, but the Presidential Debate Commission has set a bar that's pretty hard for you to overcome.
Yeah, since it's controlled by the two parties, as you know. Today, I think it was a historic day because we, Ron Paul and the candidate for the Green Party, the candidate for the Constitutional Party, and me and Bob Barr agreed on 4 major areas. Foreign policy, get the soldiers back, end the war in Iraq, stop being imperialistic. Privacy, deal with the repeal of the Patriot Act, the revision of FISA, Military Commissions Act, and get rid of torture. And the third is the national debt. Deficits are now used for reckless government adventurism.
The national debt has nearly doubled over the last
10 years.
years.
The Iraq War is financed from deficit spending.
And the fourth issue?
And the fourth issue is the Federal Reserve is now a government within a government. It is totally out of control. Congress doesn't control it. It's funded by the banks. And we either have constitutional government or we don't. Because of this, well, here's the question. Is there anything left for the American people to decide about their country?
Here's what the CNN Opinion Research Time Magazine poll shows in 2 key battleground states right now. In Michigan, 45 Obama, 42 McCain, Ralph Nader, 6%, Bob Barr, 2%, Cynthia McKinney, 1%. In New Hampshire, another battleground state, Obama 48, McCain 43, Nader 4%, Bob Barr 2%. You know the accusations, Ralph Nader, that were leveled against you in 2000, that you stole the election in effect from Al Gore. He would have carried Florida if you had not been a candidate. You got 90,000 plus votes in Florida. He lost by 500 votes. What do you say to those people who are saying you're just trying to spoil this election right now for Barack Obama?
I say 2 things. They're factually wrong about 2000. If you ask Al Gore why he lost, he'll say it was the Electoral College because he won the popular vote and it was stolen from him in a whole variety of ways before, during, and after Election Day from Tallahassee to the 5 politicians on the Supreme Court. Now, I have news for you. The last 4 major polls, when they poll Obama and McCain, and then they poll Obama, McCain, and they put Nader Gonzalez in the poll, McCain does worse. So you think your presence hurts McCain more than Obama? That's what the polls say. And
what do you think?
It's explained on our website, votenader.org.
I have no idea. We have to wait and see. But some people say, well, you're going to hurt McCain. And I'm not hurting anybody. But I expect that there'll be as many votes. Maybe they will come from the liberals that will vote for
Ron Paul,
him.
You and I,
the 2 parties are hurting our country.
I want both of you to answer honestly. Both of you are straightforward. You have nothing to hide. Give me your honest assessment right now. Who is the lesser of two evils right now, John McCain or Barack Obama?
I don't do that. Evil is evil. If you vote for one that you think is a little less, actually you get tricked into that. You think that you vote for a Republican to balance a budget and they're worse than the Democrats. That's what the people are sick and tired of. You vote for the Democrats to end the war and they expand the war as much as the Republicans.
I'll rephrase the question for Ralph Nader. Who is the lesser of two bads right now?
The lesser of two bads is not good enough for the American people. We need the best.
But you agree, you've been watching politics all these years, it's unrealistic to assume a third-party candidate is going to be elected president of the United States.
No, but we can push the two parties to address what's troubling the American people, economically, politically, socially, for their children.
So your goal is to get these four issues on the agenda. And on these four issues that you're talking about, who's better? Which are these two presidential candidates?
They're both bad on these four issues. The great constitutional questions about who's going to run this country in all kinds of ways, the people or the domination of the corporations over our government, are off the table for McCain and Obama.
One final question for Ron Paul. You say you're not necessarily going to vote for Ralph Nader, but you want a lot of your supporters to vote for Ralph Nader. Will you go out there and do what you so successfully did during the primary campaign, raise money on the internet for these third-party candidates?
Probably not, because it's tough raising money for somebody else. We're doing this for some congressional candidates, and it's not as easy as when you're the candidate himself. So I don't think I will do that, but I want to be engaged in the issues and try to push this country. But I really want the American people to wake up and challenge the system. You can't get on debates. You can't get on the ballots. The parties are the same. There's really no choice in the system. We don't have good democratic process here. We go to overseas and fight wars to promote democracy. At the same time, we listen to these glib debates going on that's really irrelevant to these four important issues. That's what our goal is.
Which our majority support.
And we're going to focus in on those issues because we want to make sure that we get to the bottom of these critical issues for all of our viewers. Ron Paul, Ralph Nader, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Wolf.
Some might say you're the ultimate odd couple, but I'll leave that for some of the commentators and pundits.
Talk to the American people.
We'll see what they say.
Check out the constitutional safeguards. That's the key here.